Okay. Okay, good. Good afternoon, everyone. So this is a webinar being put together by the LinkedIn Academy Nigeria. It's an initiative between myself and Ahmad that came about after I attended a seminar where Ahmad presented to over 52 CFOs under the Mecca Academy. And I felt that it was a good initiative that we need to also have Nigerians benefit from it. So we partnered and we decided to bring about the LinkedIn Academy to deepen the Nigerians' knowledge on the LinkedIn. So we've held quite a number of webinars. The initial webinar we had was actually more of a master class. We had like about 9 participants, whereby we had an extensive review of their profiles. So we've subsequently had other webinars too. So this is about our third or fourth webinar, the series. And I'm welcoming everyone on board, and also especially Mr. Hamad, who's been a very good coach and partner in setting up the process. So thank you, Mr. Hamad, for your time, and everyone, I welcome you for this special webinar.
Thank you, Victor. I'm just thinking if everybody agrees, I mean, I need to know who you are and what you do. So if you are okay to introduce yourselves, because it's all about networking. And I'm a big fan of the saying, our network is our net worth. So if I take your name, and please, well, I think Victor, you should take names, because I will butcher the names of pronunciation.
Okay.
So you
okay,
can...
let's start with my boss, my former boss, Mr. Babatunde Adeniji.
All right.
So you have the floor, sir.
Yes. Just quickly introduce yourself, what you do, and how you think LinkedIn is not helping you. Unmute yourself, please.
My name is Babatunde Adeniji. I'm a management and aviation consultant. I've been on LinkedIn for decades, but each time I realize I need to improve my use of it. I don't think I'm at that stage that I want to be yet, but I have more than 2,000 connections, so at least it's done some good for me. It's just for me to optimize even more. Thank you.
Great, thank you very much. Who's next?
Okay, can we have Faith? Let's meet you.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, please.
Okay, so my name is Faith. I'm a student at the Lagos Business School, and I'm learning to use LinkedIn. Thank you.
Okay. Can we also have Umar introduce himself? Hello?
Can go to the next one if he's...
Okay.
Can
Umar, are you there?
Maybe it's some problem with microphone. So let's go to...
Okay. Temitayo, can we yourself? Okay, Ephraim, can you unmute and introduce yourself? Okay. Jennifer? Hello? Okay, Ephraim he has unmuted.
Hi, good afternoon all. My name is, can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay, my name is Ephraim Aluge. I'm an electrical engineer. I work for M&E Kaiser Limited in Nigeria. I have a LinkedIn account, yes, but I've actually not been using it as well as I would love to. So definitely that's why I'm actually here to learn more on how to use the accounts. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ephraim. Jennifer, can you unmute and also introduce yourself? Hello?
Hi,
Okay.
good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Okay, okay. My name is Jennifer Odechuku. You said I should introduce myself, yeah? My name is Jennifer
Yes.
Odechuku. I work with Brand Electric Nigeria Limited as a sales rep.
Okay. So you are intend to achieve on LinkedIn. What's your objective for being on LinkedIn if you are presently there?
To expand my professional network to
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Access.
Good.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you. So Kunle Ademosho, can you also unmute and introduce yourself? Kunle? Okay, let's go to Precious.
Yeah.
Precious Daniel, kindly unmute and introduce yourself. Hello? Hello, Precious?
Let's
Okay.
keep moving on.
Hello,
I mean,
good afternoon.
yes, Precious.
Okay,
Please go ahead.
Hello,
Yes, go ahead.
hello.
Yes, introduce yourself, please.
We can hear you. We can hear you.
Oh, okay, good afternoon. My
Yeah.
name is Precious Daniel. Hello.
Okay. Yeah, we can
Okay,
hear
I'm
you.
Precious Daniel. I'm Precious Daniel from Lagos.
What do you do,
Um,
Precious?
Okay, I'm a relationship coach, a mental health advocate, a writer, and a chef.
Okay, awesome. Who else?
Okay, thank you. Yeah, Tola, can you unmute and introduce yourself?
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Adetola Adetoro. I'm a governance, risk, and compliance professional. Currently, I work with KPMG in Nigeria. I'll say for LinkedIn, I mean, I wouldn't say I've optimized its usage, but I think the goal is to gain more visibility as far as my professional is concerned, essentially.
Awesome.
Okay, thank you. Then Olufoto Olude, can you unmute and introduce yourself?
Good afternoon. Sorry, I am running in between quite a lot of things. Okay, my name is Olufonso Olude. I'm a chief pharmacist here at Federal Neuropsychiatric Hospital. At the same time, I'm a trainer and a speaker, event host as well. So, of course, being on LinkedIn is obviously to expand my network, also to optimize basically the links. I also run a mentoring platform for young pharmacists as well, building in career development. So basically, that's what I do in a nutshell. I am just using LinkedIn. Well, I think I haven't optimized it well enough. So I believe there's still a lot to learn so that I can get more opportunities, basically.
Okay,
awesome.
Thank you.
So just before we go any further, Olufatun, if you connect with me like outside this webinar, I want to actually connect with you with one of my mentee who is a pharmacist trainer in Canada. And he is an awesome fellow. His name is Martin, a local Canadian. And he's an awesome coach. He specializes in coaching pharmacists to become more effective pharmacists. So maybe, you two could build some kind of a collaboration for your initiative. I don't know. I mean, I'm just connecting the dots. So maybe you can...
that would be great.
Awesome.
I'll take that up. Thank you
Awesome.
very much.
Okay.
Thank you.
Helen?
Kindly unmute and introduce yourself, Austin.
Who is that? Who's next? Augustine?
Yes, Augustine.
Okay.
Augustine?
So let's go to Helen then.
Okay, Helen.
All right. Some of you are a bit shy of turning on your cameras and turning on your microphones. I actually wanted to tell you something related to being out there and be seen, right? People, and this is one of the slides in my presentation also, people like to connect with people they see and they talk with. If you do not see someone's face and cannot connect with that person in your ear, your mind doesn't accept the fact, right, that the person is there and that person specializes in something. So although I know, because I do so many webinars, a lot of people keep their cameras off and they don't speak up, they don't share their thoughts. You may be on the receiving side, but you are not on the connecting side. So you're not connecting with people. When you don't connect with people, you don't grow. So your basic objective in a social networking event such as this one is to know more people and connect with more people. You have just seen an example of me offering help to someone sitting in Nigeria I never met. I'm meeting her for the first time and connecting her with a top level pharmacist coach in Canada. If this relationship works out, you can think the kind of opportunities they could unfold together. So knowing people is fine, but engaging with them, connecting with them, and building conversations with them takes us to the next level of building network and exposing to opportunities. So thank you very much for joining in. We have a house full of 16 people. If you exclude me and Victor, that's 14 people. That's awesome. As I said earlier, I've been coaching and mentoring on LinkedIn, about LinkedIn for over 10 years now. Almost have a global clientele in many countries. Nigeria is a new addition. We started Nigeria about 3 months ago, and it's been going fine because that's a market where LinkedIn is not focusing at. So LinkedIn's own focus is mainly US market and now Indian market. What Victor and I would like to do is to promote the usage of LinkedIn in Nigeria as well. And for Nigerians to learn LinkedIn and use it effectively so that they could find opportunities, be it business opportunities or job opportunities in Nigeria or elsewhere, within Africa, Middle East, or wherever the opportunities are. The beauty is that it's a global platform, so you can actually identify your potential opportunities and reach out to those opportunities directly, far beyond any other social media platform. My own business is 100% on LinkedIn. 100%. I don't, okay, I get some referrals also, but those referrals also come through LinkedIn, which means that you all can achieve the same level, or some can even go beyond and do more with their LinkedIn profiles. So it's a small presentation, and after this small presentation, I will take some questions. Ideally, we should finish in the next 35 to 40 minutes. And after that, if anybody is interested in considering the package that we offer, we can always organize a one-on-one call. You can talk to Victor and he will facilitate that process. So we are recording this video for the benefit of those who have not attended or who are not part of this webinar, and this always helps. So I'm going to share with you a small PowerPoint presentation. Just bear with me. And kind of keep yourself on mute. So I have a question before I jump on to this presentation. Can anybody tell me what is the most recent feature that LinkedIn has added for its users? Can anybody? I know Victor knows it because he's part of my my big mastermind group that I have. But can anybody share with me the last feature, the most recent feature LinkedIn has added into its portal for us, for users? Yeah, you can put it in the chat if you know it. And if you don't, just say no. That's okay. All right, so I take it that we don't really know the feature that LinkedIn has just added literally a week ago. Let's see who said. No, stories are gone long time. Stories are no longer there. Stories were introduced for a very short period of time, no longer exist. Okay, no problem. I honestly, I never expected to, because this is just a proof of our knowledge about the evolution that is taking place on LinkedIn. Second question. Do you know freelancing? Yeah, freelancing was there already, but this is not the most latest one. Helen, thanks for polls have been there for quite some time. But thank you. You are making an effort, and those who are like sharing, that means that they're thinking, they're moving ahead, and they use it to some extent. What was my second question? Okay, my second question is, do we know how many features a LinkedIn profile has? So if I have a LinkedIn profile, how many features that profile has? Anyone? Any wild guess? 52? Anybody? All right, so only Helen has taken this one. No, Helen, that's not 52. There were 24 features. Now there are 25 features. So with the latest one, which has been introduced. So to excite you more, the most latest feature LinkedIn has added is the bell icon feature. Bell icon feature was never there, so you can actually use now. It can be used in multiple ways. What LinkedIn does, LinkedIn introduces a feature and never tells you about it. That's the beauty. So you have to figure it out, how this feature, first of all, whether this feature exists or is there a new feature, and how do you use that feature. These are two things that LinkedIn would never tell you. You have to figure it out. So next question is, who owns LinkedIn? Any idea? Who owns LinkedIn? Very important question, actually. All right. Okay. Yes. Microsoft owns LinkedIn, and Microsoft is the largest technology company in the world, right? So and everybody uses Microsoft. I mean, I've been using Microsoft for years, so the sun is out. All right. So when Microsoft is behind LinkedIn, do you think LinkedIn is kind of this kind of platform, or it is one of the top platforms? LinkedIn is actually the topmost platform for networking and finding opportunities. I do not use the word finding job opportunities. I use the word finding opportunities. So let's look at this presentation, and then I will show you a couple of live examples from my own profile and then we take questions. Okay, so this module basically covers LinkedIn profile health check, what should be an effective LinkedIn strategy, and some of the mistakes we should avoid. In most of the cases, I know that people are on LinkedIn, but often LinkedIn is not helping them, or it's not really helping them achieve their goals. And the reason for that is lack of understanding of what LinkedIn can do for them, and lack of availability of training sessions like this one. So we don't really understand. We are there, like when I created my profile, I just created it, right? But later on, I only realized, okay, this must be something interesting. So I learned, and then when I learned, I became part of global learning groups on LinkedIn, and we kept going. So what we need to do, we need to ask these questions. Is my profile attracting views? Is my profile appearing in searches? Is my profile hitting my targeted keywords? Am I receiving connection requests? Are people accepting my connection invite? So these are like very basic 5 questions. If we have right answers to these questions, or at least this will be a starting point of our own self-audit, as we call it. So one of the biggest misconception about LinkedIn is that LinkedIn is a job portal. No, it is not. It started as a job portal, or connecting potential employers and employees. No longer that case. LinkedIn is the most effective B2B and B2C platform in the world. Still free. So there are 3 broader categories of LinkedIn users: job seekers, value seekers, and influencers. What is the difference between these 3? Job seekers, obviously the easiest one, people who are looking for job opportunities. Value seekers are the people who are looking to learn new things. And not only LinkedIn learning courses, but also so many other things that they can learn on LinkedIn. A lot of people follow me. I've got, I think I've just crossed 46,000 global following on LinkedIn. They come on my posts and read my posts because I share things that they can learn from. These are the value seekers. And the third category is influencers. So I can count myself as a micro influencer. There are 3 different categories of influencers, but I personally feel anybody who's on LinkedIn is an influencer. There could be different level of influencers, but you are an influencer if you have a LinkedIn profile and you work on your profile. So first of all, what we need to decide as we go along on our LinkedIn journey is our why. Why am I on LinkedIn? So I'm sure, almost 100% sure, that we don't document it. We just create a profile. We don't document anything. But in our professional lives, if we work somewhere or we have a business, we always have a plan. We have a departmental plans, we have organizational plans, and based on those plans, we create our work plans and build our objectives and KPIs and whatever. So if on LinkedIn, if we don't have our why defined, then if it means that we are just there randomly, we're really not sure exactly what we can do, we can achieve. The other most important why is also why somebody will connect with me, why Jennifer will connect with me, why Victor will talk to me. So these 2 whys are very important. If we could answer these 2 whys, that is the first stage of our strategy on LinkedIn. We are defining who we want to talk to and why that who is going to talk to us. So what So what I usually do, I try to collect data from my clients and try to analyze generally when they come in and what the situation. This is a usual situation that I see. 90 days profile views is a small benchmark or a parameter that I use, but I mean, that's the easiest one that one can start with. But I'm going to take you to a much deeper one in this session. which is going to almost blow your mind. So most of these people who and then again profile views has its own interesting direction. They have less than 200 views in 90 days. So if you divide 200 to 90, that comes to about 1 point something views every day, or 2 point something views every day, which is obviously uh, nothing. You have to have much more than that. So what we need to do as LinkedIn user is to do our LinkedIn profile health check. We need to understand how healthy our LinkedIn profile is. And once we know that, then of course we can decide what we exactly want to do with our LinkedIn. So to actually show you exactly how LinkedIn profile health check can be done, I'll just quickly share with you the process. And I'll share with you my own profile. So, all right, I'm sure you can all see my my profile. So as you can see, who viewed your profile, my number is 8,000, excuse me, 8,133 in the past 90 days. Now, this is a mix of those people who are my network and they wanted to see my profile, or those who landed on my profile by searching for something. Now, when I say that, we need to understand that LinkedIn is a search engine with the search bar. So people come here and search for things. But how do we do LinkedIn profile health check? So click on your picture here, just follow my cursor underneath me and click on view profile. Scroll down to this dashboard. Now, I'm sure we all have this dashboard, but how many times we actually go and see this dashboard? Hardly any. But this dashboard is really important. This dashboard is very critical because that actually tells us whether our profile is appearing in search. So if people are searching for something, are they finding our profile or not? Because there are 800 million profiles. And if my profile is not optimized, I don't exist. So in this case, my profile search appearance in 1 week is 1,084 times. And it keeps fluctuating. So this is between December 7th to December 14th. My profile appeared in searches 1,084 times. And the keywords, because that's also important, like my profile is appearing, but under what keywords? In my so LinkedIn populates the data of maximum 5 keywords. My profile hits 5 keywords. I'm not sure why this doctor is there. I mean, obviously I can't do anything about it. But what I know is that out of 5, 4 keywords are directly related to my profile, which is coach, consultant, business coach, and trainer. So if you all are really interested in understanding if your profile is performing or not, this is the basic parameter that you need to follow. Do your profile health check. And if the numbers are very low, or by the way, if the numbers are low and if your profile is not targeting any keyword, you will not see this section. So if you don't see this section, then there is a chronic issue. If you see this section and if your profile is not targeting the keyword that you want your profile to appear in, then of course there is a major issue. And if the number is low, of course that's an issue. So my number fluctuates between 1,000 to 4,000, depending on so many other factors. Last couple of months, I have not been very active. I'm active, but I'm not very active because active also means quite a few things. Because I'm developing a major training program these days, so that sucks up a lot of my time. Another feature that I want to share with you which is going to blow your mind if you're a job seeker, is LinkedIn Recruiter tool. Now, LinkedIn Recruiter tool, it runs a bit slow, so you have to bear with me. LinkedIn Recruiter tool is a tool that recruiters use globally. This tool helps recruiters find candidates they need. Now, I know if you are not a recruiter, and even if you're a recruiter, and if you have not subscribed to this tool, you don't really know. You have not seen it. So as you can you all see my screen, LinkedIn Recruiter? Yes, Walid, I can see you. Just nod if you just nod if you're saying, if you can see my screen. Do you see my screen, Victor?
Yes, I can.
Okay, LinkedIn Recruiter. So this is LinkedIn Recruiter, and I've got special access because I am a coach. I'm a coach in a project between LinkedIn and Government of Ontario for youth employment. So they've given me a special access to this tool. So, and I'm almost sure that we have not seen this tool before. So, but I just want to show you the feature, how dynamic this whole tool is. So this is how. So you see this column, this dashboard on our left hand side. It actually is such a diverse and such a dynamic tool that if I am looking for someone in a specific zip code or postal code, if I do advanced search, I can even go to that level. But let's try. I just want to give you a feeler. There are 70 million people who are open to work. So obviously, I'm not really interested in anyone who is not open to work as a recruiter, right? So if I say open to work, now if I say, it runs slow because it's just the tool is always overloaded. Everybody is on it. It's not responding, so I'll go back. Anyways, if it doesn't work, I have a YouTube video that, okay, no, it doesn't, it's not working. Okay, so I have a YouTube video which I can share with Victor. You already have that link to the video, so you can share it with them. But anyways, what happens is that a recruiter goes in and he searches for open to work and he adds keywords, titles, location, the type of industry that. So if somebody is a supply chain manager or supply chain specialist in a specific industry, I'm a recruiter, I'm looking for a supply chain specialist in the retail sector in Abuja. I can actually pinpoint all that and even the languages that person speaks. And of course, we provide that information like as the LinkedIn user on our LinkedIn profile. And if our profile is optimized, the chances of appearing that profile are very high. I'm working with why supply chain came to my mind. I'm just working with supply chain specialist based out of Calgary, and well, he was amazed because he did not know what his competition is in that market. And when I started working with him, and just trying to find if I could give you some interesting experience. Okay, yeah, I think I can share this with you. So when I did my research, I found out that supply chain specialists in Calgary that are open to work were only 263. So Calgary is a big place. Then we also looked at the skill category. So if a skill category under ERP, there were only 38, contract management only 76, Primavera only 4, SQL only 13, W only 8, supply chain management only 167. And then specific industry, utilities 5, construction 6, healthcare 1, retail 7, mining and mineral only 1. So if we know if our profile is optimized, if his profile, of course, I'm working on it, I'm going to optimize it. This is his competition, which is nothing. So if my profile, if his profile is appearing in LinkedIn search, he literally has no competition. Whereas if you're applying for a job as a job seeker, there may already be 500 applicants before you. So the competition is very different. And this is the beauty of this LinkedIn's platform, because you can make your profile searchable and you can target a specific industry. So you have to brand yourself as an influencer. Influencer is, who is an influencer? A subject matter expert, regardless of whether you are in university or you're out of university now and working. We all are subject matter expert to certain extent. And somebody who has some following, be it 500 followers or 5,000 followers or 50,000 followers. If you have following, you are an influencer. And someone who can express expertise or share those expert views, influence opinions and decisions, which means decisions of buying decisions for those people who are in B2B and B2C, for recruiters, employment decisions, hiring managers, employment decisions. Anybody who can do that, he or she is an influencer. And the strategy number 1 is to understand how LinkedIn can help you. Learn and implement those those techniques, those hacks. Optimize your LinkedIn profile. Increase your followers. Define your niche. Define your goals and keywords, and add targeted content and increase your targeted network. What we need to do when you're building our network, a lot of people just randomly start adding or accept any connection requests they get. Stay relevant, because it's all about the community. If you are an accountant, most likely that you need to really build your community within the accountancy profession. If you're a pharmacist, of course, within the pharmacy profession. So stay relevant, stay consistent. You can join a cause and you can build your community, and this is how you will build your network, and that's your net worth. If we see 95% LinkedIn users are those who are seeking for something, seeking for jobs, looking for some information and knowledge. So there's a bigger pool of people who are just seekers, but there's a very small pool of people who are givers, who can share things, who can share expertise, who can share knowledge. So if you really want to grow, and this is what I coach when people come to me, how do you become a giver? As soon as you become a giver, you are at the top. So people will start spotting you, and there are only 1% LinkedIn users who are producing quality content. So this means that the competition is very low at the top. And again, givers are the real influencers, because they're changing the thinking process. They're helping people think, and they get followers, and they are trusted too. And of course, algorithm, which is the key power behind LinkedIn, loves givers, because givers are giving quality information. So if your profile is incomplete, if it's a beginner profile or an intermediate profile, you need to fix this and make it an all-star profile. You have to have a strategy. These questions are really, really, really important. I'm a real active user, so I'm just a lurker, or scrolling down on the post and liking maybe 1 or 2 occasional posts, or I'm really engaging in conversations. Am I building my network? Have I actually fixed everything that needs to be fixed in my LinkedIn profile. Again, quality network is really important. Being inactive is a sin on LinkedIn. So, and inactive means you are not adding value to anything. You're not adding comment, you're not commenting, you're not building conversations, you're not part of any active groups on LinkedIn, you're not adding connections, you're not adding any content. Technically, you don't exist on LinkedIn. Add a quality picture, which is very important. A selfie would not work. So have a professional picture so that you could talk to people, right? A picture represents you. I've seen people who have profile and they have a lot of features are inactive because they have shut those features. If you are on LinkedIn, if your privacy setting is on private, then why are you on LinkedIn anyways? Inconsistent and staying random is always counterproductive, I would say. Content really drives traffic. So just two examples from my clients. These two short posts, this one more than 8,500. Victor, there's some people in the waiting room. Can you please enter them?
Yes, I'm admitting them.
Okay. 8,592 views, and this poll has received close to 41,000 views. So this is how content drives visibility. Then, don't expect LinkedIn to automatically help you. You have to work with LinkedIn. You have to run a marathon. And whoever comes to me as my client and takes my coaching program, whether it's a 4 weeks coaching program or even a online coaching program that I have, I always tell them, run a marathon. Run a marathon. Only a marathon will help you win. And once you start running the marathon, people, like Victor, when he came to me, his network at that time and his network now, the opportunities that he's working on are very different. So he is now exposed to things that he never was before. So you have to be consistent and very targeted and keep going. If we keep going strategically, LinkedIn helps us win. Now, your success depends on a lot of features, but these are some of the very important features that I would like to mention at the end of the session. Focus on optimization. If your profile is not optimized, if you have not poured the foundation, you cannot build a building. Then branding on LinkedIn. How would you want people to know you? Often people don't know how many features LinkedIn has, and they do not really understand the power of LinkedIn. So this is what my small presentation was. We have we can give about 10 more minutes for any questions if you may have. If anybody wants to turn on the camera, we'll take a picture also and post on our social media. You can do the same thing. You can also add a post about the webinar and tell people what you learned. So now it's an open forum. Just raise your hand and Victor will moderate it, and I'll be happy to respond. Say another 10 minutes.
Okay. Thank you, Hamad, for the wonderful presentation. So let's go to the question and Q&A session. So kindly indicate by raising your hand so that we can call you for the questions. Anyone for the questions? Or you can drop it in the chat box, or you can just pick it from there. Okay, Kelani, go ahead with your question, please. Go ahead with your question, Mr. Kelani.
Hello.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
We
please.
can hear you. Okay.
Yeah, good day, everyone. My name is Waid Kelani. Yeah, I'm a real estate consultant, and I've been using LinkedIn for some time now. And I have about 7,000 connections. I do put up a content, educate people on real estate investment, and sometimes I will see like a view so that's my question. I don't know whether that's a way you can help me review my profile, or is there anything I'm not doing right? So that's my question. So, and I have 7,000 connections.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
So,
Sorry.
you know, you can have a lot of connections, but you can still struggle with engagement. And that's an interesting thing. So obviously, you know, unless I don't review it, I won't be able to respond to you. But the basic issue is that please do your LinkedIn profile health check. Once you have done your LinkedIn profile health check, the way I just told you, you will be able to understand whether your profile is visible or not. So profile visibility is really important, and whether your profile is appearing under the keywords. The other thing is building conversations, and you have to take the initiative. And how do you do that? Then of course that's a whole strategy that we all need to learn. So once we build the conversation, then we increase visibility. Then again, content can be a very boring content, or content can be an educationally entertaining content. So all that, I mean, when we talk about strategy, it's not just one piece of it. It's everything, so many small pieces coming together, and then converting into interesting, what do I call it? Interesting activity on LinkedIn. So I'll be happy to give a quick look to your profile, Walid. If you share it with or Victor, can you please share his profile with me separately on LinkedIn? I will look at it, and I'll give my 2 cents. I can only give you a little bit of it because I don't have access to, you know, deeper into your profile. But you can do your own LinkedIn profile health check in parallel, and based on these two, you can think of it. And if you are looking for one-on-one sessions, we can also organize that. Yes, Precious.
Okay, thank you. So Precious, you have the floor.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
Oh, okay, I have a question. Okay, on my page, just my LinkedIn page, I have like, is it 25,000 or 26,000 followers? Though I hardly check my distance. I noticed that some certain, there's 2 questions, sorry. Number 1, there are sometimes I could just make a post talking about engagement, and I will notice that my engagement there is a bit low. It's a bit low. And what causes that? Sometimes I'll be like, oh, does it mean is there a wrong hashtag or a wrong thing I did that made it not to get enough engagement? That's number 1. Then number 2, how can I be able, is there a possibility for one to have a live video, a live section on LinkedIn? Because most times what I just do mostly is just once I post, I go off. Once I post some things, actually morning affirmation or my articles or business. Once I post, I go off and concentrate on other things. And maybe later on I could then come back to respond to comments. There are ways, because I know there was a period someone sent out, like 2-3 people have sent out a message to me on that aspect, asking if it's possible for me to be having like a live sessions, like a live event on LinkedIn.
Yes.
I know I've tried that, but it's not working. I tried it, but it didn't.
Okay.
And I was like, do I have to upgrade to a premium package before I could be able to do that?
No. So 2 questions. One is about the engagement. Engagement keeps changing. And it can sometimes some of my posts can go over 100,000 views and a couple of hundred comments. Some of my posts may not have more than 3 or 4 comments. It doesn't bother me. The question is that I actually know when I am not building conversation or when I'm building conversation. When I'm building conversation consistently, I start getting traction. It's all about collaboration. When you build conversation, that's collaboration. That's one thing. The other thing is about live. You don't know. You don't have to have premium. I don't have premium. Victor doesn't have premium. You have to apply for LinkedIn Live, and LinkedIn then evaluates your profile, and whatever the process may be within LinkedIn, they give approval or they decline. So you have to apply for LinkedIn Live. Once you get it, then LinkedIn Live is not a direct live like in Facebook Live. So you have to use a third-party tool, either StreamYard or there is Restream, either of two, to go live on LinkedIn. Any more questions?
Thank you for that. Any more questions?
Okay, well, mine is like a comment.
Yes.
This is Olufunto. Basically, I've attended like a LinkedIn visibility meeting as well. Okay, let me first thank you for putting this together, because I think this is a wake-up call actually for me, because I realized that I haven't used it the way I should. There was something you mentioned about consistent, relevant content, because there's so many things I do. It's all just all over the place. Though the core thing that you will see most of the time probably will be more of the mentoring and the career development for young pharmacists. But I'm also into supply chain. Funny enough, Ahmad mentioned that, because I also handle that in terms of logistics and job management here. At the same time, the mentoring of the young pharmacists, career development. At the same time, I also focus a bit on customer service as well. I have all of that put together, but it's still not hitting it. Like, as you were talking, I quickly did a health check and I saw that obviously I am far from being healthy. And so I know that I have a lot of work to do, but putting in the work is also another thing, having to be able to sit, create your content. So I was going to ask, in terms of the content, is it possible that maybe for a period, you probably just focus on maybe something on, okay, like I said, I do different things. Maybe I decide for this period, I'm going to focus on service delivery, improving service delivery in healthcare systems. Then I can now move again another period and talk, or can I do everything at the same time, talking about career development for young pharmacists? Can I do all of this at the same time, or I pick it in sessions, like I use periods to do that so that I can engage? Those are the things I'm also thinking of. How do I merge all of this? Working in a psychiatric hospital as well, people feel that, of course, you will also delve a bit into mental health. I know there's a way you can combine all of that with work, but how do you compartmentalize and, just take it step by step so that you don't blow out and just do everything at the same time? You're talking about different things and people are wondering, okay, where exactly are you? So
yes.
That's my...
Yes. So remember, first of all, thank you very much for appreciating it. To be very honest, whenever I do a webinar, I get an assurance that people don't really know LinkedIn, period. This is what it is. It's so much that can do on LinkedIn, and they just can't figure out. Even someone who has been doing it decently well, even that person doesn't have a strategy. And without a strategy, of course, it's very difficult to achieve your goals. So, and that, whenever I do it, be it Nigeria or, wherever I run this webinar, this is kind of a reassurance again and again. And what I am sharing with people, the kind of knowledge that I'm providing, at least in these webinars and in my courses, is exactly what you're talking about. Now, how do you brand yourself? In this short webinar, I can only tell you that you should brand yourself. I can only tell you you have to define your niche. I can only tell you you have to be very targeted, very relevant. because at the end of the day, what we all need to understand, and that's really, really important, it's LinkedIn's algorithm. Algorithm needs to learn what your niche is. And then algorithm will start showing your posts to people who are interested in that kind of information. Now, if you confuse algorithm by putting everything in the soup, then the soup may be good, but algorithm won't be able to taste it. Okay, so your soup has to be a vegetable soup or a chicken soup or whatever soup you want to be. It has to be very targeted. That's the way we need to have a niche. So your niche is, if you think, the way so if I work on your profile, I would say you are a coach and a mentor. That's your niche. Now, under that niche, there could be so many other things that can be added. So content strategy and then network building strategy is it comes next. Like, first optimize your profile, define everything like your niche and everything, and then content. Then of course, within content also, whether you're writing content that is not fit for cell phone or your mobile phones, because 80% of plus LinkedIn users use the app on cell phone. So what LinkedIn's algorithm does, any content that is not formatted for cell phone, it does not show it to the cell phone users. Now, all these are technical things, and it takes time, working on it. But these are some of the things that we need to understand. Okay, if our posts are not like going viral, as I call it, but even LinkedIn's viral is not really big viral. But it's not reaching out to people. What could be the reason? And there could be one of the reasons is that you're just putting too much out in too many directions. So you're actually confusing the algorithm. And then your network is also a mixed plate. It's so many people from different categories, not targeted. So it could be multiple reasons, but so it's a long answer to your short question. You have to have a content strategy. Any more questions? All right, there are 11 people on this webinar today, and I'm really very excited to have shared some of the insights about LinkedIn. I'm not sure how many of you. One thing I'm sure of, that we all now know that LinkedIn is very interesting, and LinkedIn is very challenging also, because if we don't know how to use it, it won't help us. So I'm not sure what your plans are. If you are looking to learn LinkedIn, the possibility is that my next group coaching starts in January, end of January 2022, which is a 4 weeks program, or an alternate to that is an online course which you can learn on your own if you want to, or so whatever your plan may be. We have our friend Victor in Nigeria. You can work with Victor, and if you're interested in one-on-one consultation also, we can organize that as well. A 15 minutes one-on-one consultation in which we can do a deeper review of your profile, and I'll go deep down with you and do the health check and review the other features of your LinkedIn and see where the issues are. So that's all from me. And Victor, you want to say something?
Okay, thank you, Ahmad, for the wonderful presentation of today. 1 hour is not sufficient to really dig deep into LinkedIn. It's something that is a continuous conversation. And I think I'll advise those who are interested in developing that area of their professional line to subscribe to the course, either electronically, the online course, or the 4 weeks program.
Yes.
For those that are interested in optimizing their profiles.
So I already have this question about the cost. So group coaching is $225 US for a 4 weeks program, and it's a group coaching. So I mean, of course, when I'm working with someone, that makes it more interesting, because then we're kind of almost working with everyone in the group, and the group works together. Also, Victor, you were in that group. We had people from Kuwait, we had people from US, we had people from the US. So it's usually a multi-country group. I try to keep it maximum 10 people in a group, so that I could work with them. And the online course is $49 US, and so you learn at your own pace and do things yourself. The full package, which is if somebody wants me to do the optimization and then learn the course, so the group coaching if you add these two, that becomes $700 US. If you want me to do the optimization and then you take the online course, of course, that's $549 US. So yeah, so it's I created it in a way that more and more people could actually use it. Ultimately, if we have a tool and we don't use it, then the tool is not useful for us. And for supply chain, by the way, I've just completed world's first supply chain course for LinkedIn users, by the way. It's been edited at the moment, and it will be launched by SCM Dojo. I'm not sure if you know that platform. Is globally #2 platform for supply chain professionals. They actually took my course, which is very focused on supply chain professionals, and they're going to launch it, I think, first week of February 2022. And they're actually launching 20 courses, and my course is one of those 20 courses. First ever LinkedIn course for supply chain professionals. All right, so I've got something else coming up in 2 minutes time. Thank you very much for being with me. I would love to stay connected, and Victor, and join our Facebook group, and from the Facebook group, we'll keep sharing small bits and pieces. But of course, that's not going to be a full course. Few things that I spot happening on LinkedIn will be shared and bring more people into it. See, the thing is, if LinkedIn is not focusing on Nigerian market or any such market, that's the real opportunity, because that's when you can compete with people who are not following the process. So with that, thank you very much. I'll leave it to Victor to work with you, because he's local. He is in the same time zone, and I would love to hear from you soon. And hopefully in the new year we are going to have a masterclass also, and the masterclass will be shorter, with a small number of people, in which we will do like maybe about 5 to 6 people, in which we will do their LinkedIn profile health check. You can join in, and I'll do the LinkedIn profile health check for you. And that masterclass is just to help you understand more deeply what your LinkedIn is all about. So all the best. Thank you very much. Have a very good evening.
Thank you, everybody.
Okay, bye-bye.
Okay, bye.